Okay, so here you're given hydronium. So the equation I want you, so I'm asked to find hydroxide. So which equation will we use? Yeah, Kw, which I know is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 equals hydronium times hydroxide. So what am I trying to solve for? Hydroxide. Why? Because that's what it's asking for, right? So to solve for hydroxide, I divide both sides by hydronium. And I got 4 times 10 to the negative 9. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Thank you. I was looking at a practice exercise that I skipped over. Thank you. 5 times 10 to the negative 9th molarity. Did anybody else get that? Yeah. And the units. Our units for concentration will always be in molarity for this. Questions? Yeah.
I'm just a little confused why
Hydronium and H plus are identical. It's there to confuse you, so that worked. So from this point forward, do your best to remember H plus, H3O plus, they're the same. The same as writing SEC or S to abbreviate for seconds. Like HR or H for hours. Good question. Any other questions right now? So on the exams, I could use hydronium H3O plus, I could use H plus. Be comfortable with both. Questions? Yes?
How did you use that equation? I was gonna do just like pH equals.
So yeah, you could have solved for pH and then gotten a POH and then gotten an OH minus. That's just the longer route. This is the more direct route. How do you know which one to use? Just the more times you do these problems, the more comfortable you're going to get with all of the equations. And if you did that process, you should get the same answer. It would just be in more steps. And I see a couple heads. I think some people did that, which is great. Yes?
What would you do after you have a POH in order to get that same answer? You 10 to the negative.
10 to the negative POH. OH minus equals 10 to the negative POH. Okay, so B, ready? So for B, what is the same? This just says they're the same. H plus and hydroxide are the same. So I'm going to say that H plus equals X. If H plus equals X, what is OH minus? Equals X. So this is another description of what we went over 2 slides ago. That, Armin, I think you're asking about that. So this is what we're looking at. So they're both the same, so we can call them equal to X. So now I can now say 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 equals hydronium times hydroxide. I'm using H plus instead this time to show you how they are interchangeable. So 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 equals X times X. What is X times X? Yeah. How do I solve for X? And what does that give us? So that would be the molarity of my hydronium. It's also the molarity of my hydroxide for a neutral solution. This was on the previous slide, but to emphasize, what is the definition of a neutral solution? What does neutral mean? So yeah, good point. So I had been talking about neutral before as neutralizing a negative and a positive. So that's in terms of like writing acids. In terms of pH, a neutral solution, we're thinking of pH 7 or equal molarities of H plus and OH minus. So a neutral solution, H plus equals OH minus, which is what is stated in B. And that also, it's the same description before of neutralizing an oxyacid. If H plus and OH minus are the same molarity, the charge is overall 0 because they would cancel out. Yes.
This is not based on the topic. I remember last semester we were asked to balance an equation to balance an redox equation like in basic
Mhm.
or acidic solution.
Mhm.
That's where the number changes, right?
So in electrochem chapter, we'll look at balancing redox reactions again. And we'll see if it's an acidic solution, it's okay to have H plus present. If it's basic solution, we have to neutralize everything with hydroxide. And that's probably what you're thinking of. Because H plus and OH minus makes H2O. And we'll go over that in details in chapter 18. Good question. And the other questions on B. Okay, C. So this is, we're gonna again use X to solve this problem. I'm going to define my hydroxide molarity as X. If hydroxide is X, what is hydronium? Again, I'm writing H3O plus to show you, again, we can go back and forth. It's just 100 times hydroxide, so that's just 100X. So what do you have more of, hydroxide or hydronium in this case? Hydronium. Is the solution acidic or basic? Acidic because you have more hydronium. So I can use my same equation, 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 equals hydronium times hydroxide. Hydronium is 100X. Hydroxide is X. So I can solve for X by dividing both sides by 100 and taking the square root. Once I put that into my calculator, I got 1 times 10 to the negative 8 molar. Did anybody else get that? A couple students, good. Questions? Yeah. So I have to use X because I'm not given a number. So if you're not given a number, you have to use X, and we see that in B and C. It's like a mathematical problem-solving tool, or an algebraic problem-solving tool we're using. We've like 5 minutes left, right?
1 minute.
What, that clock is frustrating. Oh, we've got 1 minute. Okay, so be quiet for 1 minute and then we'll finish. Yeah.
The only reason I put into assigned X is because we got the concentration of OH minus in A.
No, but A is one problem, B is a brand new problem, C is a brand new problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Put it, because you divide by calculator. Any other questions? Okay, well, we'll stop. Lauren, yeah. Because you're told hydroxide is X and hydronium 100 times hydroxide. Plugging it in. So just a quick announcement. Lab today will start at 1:20. Okay, lab today will start at 1:20, not 12:55. I have a 15-minute phone call at 1 o'clock I can't miss. We started at 1:20 today.